What is up guys, Brawlz here, and today we got a Piper tips and tricks videos, so if you want to learn how to push your Piper to 500 really quick, stay tuned for the rest of the video.
What's up guys, Jake from Brawlz here, and I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to push your Piper. Now, I know Piper is a really high skill brawler, but I'm going to give you some tips that's going to make it a lot easier, okay? So the first thing you want to do with Piper is you really want to practice with her because, as I said, she's a high skill brawler. And this means that if you're not good with her and you miss a lot of shots, you're not going to be able to use her to the best of her ability. So once you've gotten pretty good at landing some shots with her, it's really important that you team up with a bunch of other people who are also really good with their brawlers. Because if Piper is trying to carry the team, there's not a lot you can be able to do because she's only good at fighting one person at one time, not a bunch. Obviously, with her slow shot recharge. Now, because of her slow shot recharge, it's also super important that you land your shots. And there's a couple techniques for doing that. The most important thing when you do when you're trying to land all your shots is not using auto aim. And as you can see in our gameplay here, I never ever use auto aim. And this is really important because if you rely on auto aim, there's not 100% certainty that you'll hit all your shots. So after you've learned not to rely on auto aim, it's really important also that you utilize Piper's super. Now, Piper is pretty unique because her super is pretty darn easy to get. And you can see in my gameplay that I'm able to get Piper's super and keep it for most of the game. The thing about Piper's super is if you land 3 shots from max range, that'll get her super. And I think we're going to do a video on people's supers and how hard they are to get, and probably a ranking order of hardest supers to get versus easiest supers to get. But anyway, Piper's probably one of the easiest supers to get. All you have to do again is land 3 shots from max range. And so what I like to do with this is to ensure that I'm getting as max range as possible, I'll actually flick my thumb, which is controlling my Piper's movement, backwards right before I shoot, which will actually creep Piper back like a couple inches or whatever. And this will actually maximize the range I'm shooting from. So when I land my shot, I'm getting more charge in the power bar. And that's something unique about Piper. If you get super close to somebody and land a shot, you're not going to get as much supercharge as if you land a shot from max range. All right, next thing with Piper is she's a super duper diverse brawler. And this means that you can use Piper in a lot of game modes. Some of them being gem grab on a couple maps, not all maps. You can use Piper on duo showdown, solo showdown, and finally bounty. Obviously, bounty is a great choice for Piper because she's really good at picking 1 or 2 people off. So with Piper and bounty, it's really important that you pace your shots because if you, as you can tell, Piper's shot speed is super slow. And if you just spam all your shots at once, it's not super good because then you'll be left defenseless because you won't have any shots. The only time I spam all my shots is when we really need a kill, for in bounty, for example, or if I have my super and I'm able to get out of there after I spam all my shots. So yeah, it's really important you're careful with your shots. Something that I like to do is only use like 1 or 2 of my shots. I always save 1 more shot if I need to help a teammate or something. And that's really important. So now that I've gone over her firing mechanics, the next thing you need to know how to do with Piper is effectively use her super. And now one kind of funny thing about Piper is even though her super allows her to get away, you still never ever want to use her super like on a tank. Like let's say you have a super and you're trying to run out of tank just because you want to super the tank, right? That's not a great decision because the tank only has like the tank has like 7,000 health, and you're only really gonna hit like 1 of the bombs from the super, right? And so that's gonna make it really hard for you to kill the tank with a super. So it's not a good idea to run at a tank with your super with the idea of just like leaving and running away. So that's really important with their super. I only utilize their super to kind of like to just fly away, and I don't even like utilize the bomb part of her super much at all. Yeah, and with the super, you never ever want to use auto aim with the super because that'll just make you go up and down, and it's kind of silly because then everybody's gonna shoot you as soon as you land. And that's the other cool part about her super is it actually shows everybody where she's going to land because of the Brawl Stars kind of circle emblem. With Piper, even though she has a really fast shot speed, you always want to lead your shots, and this means kind of aiming a little bit in front of whatever direction the brawler is moving. And this is really helpful because if they change their movements, you can kind of flick your aim over to where their new direction is, and then you'll most likely hit your shot if you do that. So yeah, those are some of my tips with Piper. Pace your shots, practice her a lot, and then also use her on maps that are open, and obviously never ever use her in grassy maps. So yeah, this is Jake from JD Brawlz, and these are my tips on Piper.